Yo, what's up guys? It's Draven here. Today we're going to be looking at my Integra for vacuum leaks. There's a bunch of different ways to go about looking for vacuum leaks and trying to find them, but I'm using a very common method today, using none other than carb cleaner. So all you got to do is when your car is running, you're going to spray around your intake manifold gasket, your actual intake, and all the little vacuum lines you had connected to the intake. And when the car's running, if it starts to bug down or try to die, most likely you have a leak. So leaks could be caused by a couple different things in vacuum lines. Hondas in particular come with these vacuum lines that are made out of like this rubber material that just over time they decide to just decay and crack, and eventually you're going to have a leak. You're going to have a crack in the hose and it's going to leak, just like this power steering. If you look at the power steering line, it does have cracks here and there, and this does leak. So I decided that since the car does like to idle at 3K, it's very possible that we have a vacuum leak. Let me show you guys how to test that today. So while your car's running, guys, you're gonna take your carb cleaner, you're gonna spray around the intake. So nothing over here, but when I come over here and spray, you can see that it almost wants to die. So that means that my intake manifold gasket is bad. We figured out a main issue to the Integra. Very excited. Look at that thing, almost dying. Amazing. Alrighty guys, so we found out the issue. The issue is that the intake gasket is bad. Now, if you guys can see down here, this head didn't come with a lot of hardware, so I am gonna go pick up more hardware today, but we're gonna fix that gasket first, and then hopefully the Integra can run and drive. I'm so excited, guys. Let's get into tearing apart this whole intake manifold, getting it out of there and getting the old gasket off. So I don't have the tripod with me today, guys, so I'm going to start by just taking off this actual intake, and then we'll go piece by piece on taking apart the back piece. All right, guys, once you have this intake off and the throttle body is off, next we are going to battle the fuel rail. The fuel rail is 310 mil bolts. Boom. I'm trying to do it on the camera. Boom, boom, boom. Comes off, and then your pressure, was it the pressure valve, pressure check valve, something like that. Oh, fuel pressure regulator. So you want to unclamp this. Some fuel's going to go, so be careful, guys. And then just take that off so we can keep the actual fuel rail like one way instead of having it above everything. And then you unbolt the intake manifold. Let's get into it. Alrighty, guys, the intake manifold is off of the car. Look at this. There's so much space in here, and that is what's bad. That's what I'm replacing today, guys. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple more intake manifolds. This one has strip screws or strip threads back here that will not bolt down. The sensor that's right there. Coolant went everywhere, guys. I'm about to fill this thing back up with coolant. But when I go to try to take this off, look at this. Just pieces are coming off. So I'm going to be here for a minute. So when I get all that scraped down, I'll get back to you guys. This is what a B-Series motors with no intake manifold looks like. All right, guys, it was kind of a long process. A lot of this stuff was caked up on there, but I got it down almost as much as I could. I'm still going to get those little green circles around the screw bits, but make sure you put rags in those, like in your ports, because you really don't want your valves catching any of this stuff. It could be bad for the motor, and you do not want that. Don't forget, guys, while you're doing this, you should have a vacuum so you can vacuum up those chunks if yours is as caked on there as mine. I'll get back to you guys when we have the new gasket and are ready to put it on. Guys, it has been a long day. It is almost sundown. It's like 6 o'clock right now, but the new gasket is on. That's what it looks like. It's this little flimsy piece of metal, so no more paper gasket, which I'm very excited about. Now all we got to do is reverse everything you already did, put it all back together, and attempt to start it. Yo, what is up, guys? It is the next morning. Yesterday, I got too caught up trying to sand down the head and the other side of the intake manifold. I ended up swapping intakes because I do have two other heads over there. And this head only had like 4 studs for the intake side on it. So I made sure all 10 are in there. There's like 3 rusted ones, but they still thread perfectly, so I'm pretty sure they'll work. Got the new gasket on. All I got to do today is put the intake manifold on, put the throttle body on, and the intake, strap in the fuel rail, and we should be all set, ready to go. Let's get into it. Just like that, everything's back together. Now remember, guys, since we did disconnect coolant lines, you want to refill your coolant back up, and then we'll get right into starting it. Alrighty, guys, once everything's put back together and you know and you think and you believe in your heart that this fixed the issue, you're going to take your key right here and gonna get in this car. Sorry, it's a mess, guys. You're gonna put it in that ignition right there, and you are going to start it. Look at that, guys. Right now it's just under $1,000, but the car is still warming up. So I think it is safe to say that our leak is fixed. Very, very, very happy. Now we can give it a little rev, come down here. What a beauty. Look at that. We're chilling at $1,000 right now, but when it starts to warm up, it will come down from that. So I'll show you guys that as well. And to find out if we did fix that leak, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here. We're gonna grab this right here. And we're gonna spray. It is no longer affecting anything. Fix the leak around there. Next thing we're gonna battle is the leak that I have coming from right here. Guys, now that everything's back together, Michael's here now. I had the wrong bolts back here. So those bolts right there were actually in the throttle body. Did not know that the bolts back there are just a hair longer than the bolts that go in the throttle body. So that was the issue with that. So yeah, I mean, Jesus. I can see it.
That is it. Hot down here. So, we fixed like every vacuum leak, I want to say. Whether or not that was wrong bolts, new gaskets, just weld. We fixed it. For the most part. What is this? That's a rat's nest?
Yeah, rat's nest open air. That's just PCB with a thing on it. Yeah. Bung the intake manifold's PCB thing, because when we plug it in, it revs weird. Trying to figure out some issues because we still got kind of weird revs. Well, we did. I don't know if we still have them, but
it's almost like, so what it is say like it's at idle 800, right? And you rev it to 2K, it'll come back down to like maybe 1400, and it'll sit there for a second before it goes back down to regular idle speed, which I'm not gonna say is completely normal, but it's not like, I don't know if it's bad.
You want to take this?
Yeah, I'll take it. So
sweet. I'm gonna show them what we're talking about.
All right.
I mean, it might not do it because we think we fixed it, but I'm not sure if we did. So.
Really good crank, first of all. Where's that at? I don't think it likes this. Did you have this on the valve cover? What are we idling at? Sounds like, huh? 800? Okay. So that's a healthy idle. I don't think it likes this.
I think that's fixed. Stuck open. Push it close. No, not that. The throttle. Yeah. I think when you do that, it stays stuck open.
Is it too tight? Is it too tight? Okay, so what Draven is trying to say is he thinks that when the throttle body opens, it doesn't close back all the way. So let's see.
Because when I rev
Say,
in there,
ow, that was hot.
fine.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's like a lot of play in here. But it's only when I do it up here.
Yeah, when I rev in there, it comes back down.
Because, like, here. There's a little tiny bit of slack in here. So, like, that's open. What is this one for?
It's a trans one. I'm not sure. All I know is it uses RPMs to mess with, like, where you're at in gear.
Interesting.
I read about it, and I really didn't get a lot of information on it.
That goes, like, all the way down there. It's weird. So
after editing, we found out that we did not have an outro, and this is kind of the outro. So, what do you have to say?
I retired the lanyard. My lanyard broke. My Boosted Boys lanyard, I got an FL2K. It's sad. It's a poop stain. Let's go take a look at this stupid car.
We don't have time in this video to look at this car.
That's who? Why? Does that have to be 3 seconds? Here's the car. Alright, that's all you need to say. Anyway,
You gonna do the outro?
yeah, sure. That was another adventure on the Integra. We drove it. It was good, but bad, and it's good again. So, I don't know. We'll keep you guys updated, but we hope you enjoy the video. Like and subscribe. Share it to as many people as you'd like. So.